Hello, my lovely listeners, and welcome to Brain Fog. Today is another lazy day for an episode with me, DGB, and also,
Hello, I'm Rowan. I'm some manner of creature, as always.
Lemmy.
Aside, you just went and you didn't pick names. I wasn't sure if you stopped talking or if Discord cut out.
Perfect. And say that's Lemetric.
Hi, it's me.
And hi, it's Lemetric. Look, there's a weird cat outside.
Meow.
I'm
Anyway,
getting the broom.
last week we talked about hills to die on and the your honestly incorrect opinions. And as you can see, these two lost. They're both in the losers circle. Let's see the losers chair. Everyone point.
It's rigged, I tell you.
Not rigged. It's not rigged. I won by a point. Lumi actually also lost this time, so I get to say that for once.
Technically true. Then I did score myself.
You did. Anyway, this week I want to talk about something slightly different. But first, how was your guys' week? What's been going on?
Rowan, would you like to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. I've had a very sleepy week. I had a day this week where, I was supposed to get up, I was supposed to do a bunch of things, and I woke up, and it was one of those days where it's just like gently raining outside, a little bit of thunder in the distance. It was one of those days that makes you just want to like curl up, get a little bit of tea, and chill for a while. And that is exactly what I did. It was wonderful.
It sounds like you had just a nice, lazy, sleepy week. That's good. Loomy, how about you?
I'm going to take a small step back into our episode of last week and pick another hill to die on and say, fuck Amazon, right? The amount of times I order something from Amazon and it shows up and it's not what I ordered. It's like it's more or less the same, but it's not the same. Like you gotta buy a hoodie, it's kid sizes. You buy a hoodie, it's like you buy sorry, cough there. Although you buy a hoodie, it's kid size. You buy a t-shirt, it's like for females. You buy a dog, a fucking jeans for dogs. None of the sizes make sense when it comes to general sizing. So I bought like
the sizing guides.
Well, no, they say the size guides, and they say what they should be if they were the size that you choose, and then they show up and they're either too big or too small. Because they're not exactly what they say, because they're like made in like a third party seller or something, and they've just been sent out like this. So I bought a really nice hoodie that I really liked the look of, but it just, when I got it on, it was just uncomfortable in like different places, and the fabric wasn't 100% cotton for sure. So yeah, I've had to send like 4 things back this week, and it's just annoying, right?
You'd think that they would be better at the basic business model.
You'd think that, right? The phone cases, right? I got a phone case, right? Because I like really thin phone cases. I don't like these big chunky ones. I like ones that like basically fit to the phone, and then that's it. So I had one which was really nice. It was very lightweight. It was kind of like a ribbed acrylic kind of thing, and I didn't feel it when I picked up my phone. Like I didn't feel like I had a case on it. And it keeps cracking in the corner. I've had the same case twice. I had the last one I got was returned, and they sent me a new one, and it's cracked in the same place again. So I was like, well, this is annoying. I'm gonna buy a different case this time. So I found one which was not expensive. It was like under £10 or over about $15 for you Americans. And it said, like, MagSafe. It comes with a little like attachable card holder thing, which also doubles as a stand. I was like, you know what? For less than a tenner, that's pretty good, right? Like usually they're like $25-30. So I grabbed that. It arrived. I don't know what this company was thinking, but the MagSafe bit was halfway up the fucking phone. So when you put the little magnetic thing on the back of it, it covered the camera. What's the point?
Why?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's on the image, on like the image itself, like when you saw it on the page, it was like it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. It's meant to be at the bottom, not halfway up, at the bottom. So I think I just got a really faulty one, and I was just like, I'm done with this. This is going back. I'm buying a different case now.
You know what I hate about that? I don't know how Amazon is with where you are living, but here in the US, like you used to be able to like just hey, I got to return. And they go, "Okay. Well, here's a shipping label and just put it in the mail, put it in the post, and it'll ship back, and once we get it back, we'll give you your money." Right? Right. So, the way that they do it now is, "Hey, I need to return this thing." "Okay. Well, we need you to go to a Target or a CVS or somewhere that's got a drop-off center. JC Penney, whatever it is, but they have a drop-off center, and you have to go there. And you know why they do that? They do that so that you won't return it. They do it because you have to have a human interaction with somebody. You have to drive out of your way as an inconvenience. Then you have to stand in a line. You get to the front of the line, and it's not like just a counter for Amazon. It's usually like the customer service counter of that business, and you like get to the front, and they're like, "Hi, welcome to whatever business this is. Or you want to do a return? You want to get layaway, wherever?" You're like, "Oh, I'm actually here for an Amazon thing." And you can always see the look in the employee's eye. They're just like, "Oh God, another one of these." And they have to go get another thing.
Literally nobody enjoys it.
Yeah, and then they have to go get another thing and then do a thing. And then they go, "Okay, well, you'll get a refund in a couple of days." And it's like, I had to drive 30 minutes out of my way to go drop this thing off because Amazon doesn't want to just give me a thing anymore because they're trying to prevent the amount of returns. And not only that, but like nowadays, if you get a return, nowadays, like I'm a fucking ancient hag, fucking now there are some Amazon returns, right? That if you return them, they don't give you the full price of the return back. They won't give you like your shipping.
I've never had that.
Yeah, fuck you. You pay for shipping, you're not getting that back.
Oh, I pay for Prime, so I don't get any. I don't have to ever pay for shipping.
I pay for Prime too, but like even then they'll like take 10% of the thing off because it's a service charge, because they have to pay somebody to fulfill the contract of getting it back in and either putting it back into circulation or throwing it away. Because let's be honest, most of the things that go from Amazon either get thrown away or sold at like a thing. And you know what? That ties directly into the episode today, which are inconveniences that are there just to piss you off. They exist, they make you mad, and it's just things that are there only to make your life worse for the gain of someone else. That's what today's
another
episode
rant
is.
episode, I see.
We're transitioning straight into the thing, because you
Straight
know what?
into
You got
rants.
me heated. You got me heated. All right. And to start, there are no titles this week. I'm choosing a person to go, and it's gonna be Lumi.
Okay. You want to hear? You want me to give you something that exists to make my life better? Worse? Sorry.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah. Sleep. If I didn't have to sleep, I could do so much more. I would have so much more time. I would be able to just hang out with all my friends. I would be able to create content when I wanted. I would be able to work better, I feel. I didn't have to sleep, if that was never a requirement, if I never got tired, other than like, you know, maybe you have to just take like a low moment, like a chill for a bit, I would have a much better life. And I feel like sleep just exists to make my life worse.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have had the thought many a time, like, why do I have to sleep? What is this? And everybody's like, there's so many people that are like, "Oh, I love sleep. It's like my favorite time of day." I'm like, fuck you. I want to spend time making stuff and spending time with friends. And like the fact that I oversleep sometimes, the worst. Literally the worst. It's like, oh, I had this thing I had to do. And then you're like, I need to take a nap because my body's shutting down. So you do. And then you wake up and you've time traveled 12 hours into the future. And you're like, what do I do with my life now? What am I supposed to do with this? What? I hate it.
The amount of times that I have like lay down after work and like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch an episode of something, and then I'll get up and I'll go do this, and then I'll start stream. And I lay down, and then I somehow I go from 5:30 till 8:30, and I'm like, fuck!
I wish I could do that. I wish I had the capacity to just take naps during the day. I can't do that.
Why do you want to voluntarily put yourself in a
Yeah,
coma?
why do that?
Sleep is great.
Oh, you're one of those.
It's like DLC for being dead. I'm gonna be real. It's like DLC for being dead. You just don't do anything.
I love being able to just turn my brain off for a bit and let it reboot.
Something I used to say is you'll sleep enough when you're dead.
Yeah, well, because I mean, again, it's not DLC. I guess it's pre-order. You've pre-ordered Death, and you're
It's your
getting to
pre-order
try
bonus.
it out. You get to try it out for a bit.
Early
And, like,
access.
that shit sucks. That shit sucks. That shit sucks. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. You know what? Points to Lemmy. Points to Lemmy
Woo!
for that.
I love going to sleep.
Negative points for Rowan.
I was gonna say,
For
yeah,
wanting to
negative
sleep.
points.
Biased.
Yeah, this episode is about rants I agree with. You better figure it out.
Are you ready for another one, or is Rowan going? Because I've got money.
Rowan's going.
Okay, Rowan, go.
I could give you I can tell you exactly why I can't take naps during the day, and it's because I have ADHD, and therefore I am hopped up on crazy strong stimulants. But you know what sucks? Do you know how terrible the system is for renewing my prescription as someone with ADHD?
Oh God.
So
Oh, medicine.
this is an inconvenience that I am filled with so much anger about. So, I have ADHD. This means that I, as a person, have a couple of very notable traits, such as a poor ability to keep track of the passage of time, and a poor ability to remind myself to do things or focus on completing tasks. I get distracted super easily. My medication can only be renewed for 30 days at a time. I have to go and call my doctor's office every single month to tell them to go send in a new prescription.
But you get to call? Hold on a second.
Well, sometimes I call them, sometimes I put in a ticket in like their online system, whatever.
You have the most convenient way of doing it.
Except that would be great if it ever actually worked, because I can only do that within 5 days of my medication running out. Unless it's a weekend, in which case I have to wait until Monday. So there have been so many times where my medication, like, I hit that 5-day window on like a Friday, and because I get distracted, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take my meds, I'm gonna go order it, and then I get distracted, and I do work for a day, and then in the evening, I'm like, oh right, I have to order meds. Oh, it's Friday evening. They're not gonna see it till Monday. There goes 3 days. So then I have to wait till Monday, and then hope they actually respond to it on Monday. And if they don't, I have to harass them and be like, hey, I need my medications, like, tomorrow. And that is assuming, of course, that the pharmacy actually has it, because they won't tell you if they have it in stock 50% of the time.
So wait. You're telling me that for you, your prescription runs out, and like within days of it actually, like physically actually running out, that's when you have to re-up? That's
Yes.
when you have to do it?
Yes.
Okay, that's a problem with your doctor. What I was gonna say, and I am in agreement with, is that the system for getting medication is broken. Because like for me, I'm trans. I have to take medication daily, every single day for the rest of my life. And the only way to get that medication is every 3 months, I have to go physically into a doctor's office and get it renewed. And they have to do a whole process where you like go through the interview stuff and you do the thing, and then you sit in a room and they take your blood pressure and stuff, and they check your levels, and they go, oh well, this is off, or oh this is up here. And then you have to like send that shit into a pharmacy that, you're right, they don't have the medication half of the time. But for me, I do it a week before my meds run out. Like I'm not in danger of running out. I've got like a whole half month of meds ready to go still. So it sounds like for you, you're having an issue
I've
with
only
like
got 5
timing.
days.
You need to talk to your doctor about that.
It's not actually an issue with my doctor's office, because my medication is classified as like a controlled substance. So the state laws say that you can't renew it until you only have like a certain amount of time left on it.
So it's a state issue then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lumi's like, just move.
Move. That's it. There's your answer.
Move.
I also have to go in and talk to my doctor every 3 months for both my hormones and my ADHD medication.
You know, you gave me this picture, right, when you were saying that you had to go in and physically, you know, do the interview, you know, and get your meds. I was just sitting there and I was just thinking, I was picturing you going in and the doctor just be like, so, how are you feeling? And you're like, do like the whole hiccup, you know, the hiccup shrug from that he does, you know, the hiccup shrug, you know, he looks away and he does the kind of like little like shoulder roll. Oh, yep, still trans.
Yeah, do you still feel like a girl? I am one. Oh, that's great. So here's some girl juice. Here's the pills that make your boy juice disappear. Have fun. And then you do the thing, and then 3 months later they'll ask the same questions and they take some of your blood, because I believe they make blood sacrifices in the back. They take so much blood from me. They're just like, they're
just testing it. They're trying to like see if they can recreate you with enough medicine.
Maybe they're just making a super army of trans shark girls. That's very possible. All right, points to Rowan for that, because I also struggle with medication. It's awful. The system in the US at least is broken real bad,
Especially for me with a mental illness that makes it hard to keep track of time and focus on tasks that I have to do on an extremely rigorous schedule.
So I'm gonna ask something, but this is a question to both of you to get to my point, but I don't think it's as big as an issue it is for you as it is for me, but it pisses me off. So
convince me it's a big issue.
Do you like drinks? Do you like going to a choose a restaurant? Choose a fast food restaurant? Do you like drinks?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I know where you're going.
So you go to this restaurant, you're like, oh man, I can't wait today. I'm gonna get like a big fucking Mountain Dew, known brand soda, McDonald's, Starbucks coffee, whatever. You go, you get your drink, right? You've chosen your drink, you're ready for it, you're excited. You pick up your cup, it's cold, it's hot, whatever it is, and you reach for the straw, and it's made of paper.
And yes.
And you take a moment where you're hovering above this straw and you're like, oh no. Because you got the big drink, right? You didn't go for the medium or the small. You got the big drink today. And you're looking at it and you're like, I don't think the straw will last for the entire duration of my drink.
You have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to drink that drink before your straw becomes a pile of mush.
They only exist to make you feel better about the environment. They do not help at all.
And you know what's worse, right? You take all of that, right? You take all of that and you go to a boba store and they've got a paper straw.
Who puts paper straws in boba?
I've never been to a boba place that has paper straws, and if they did, I would kick them.
So many places here have paper boba straws, and there's only one place I know of in town that has a plastic, that gives you plastic ones, and I go there specifically because they give you a plastic straw. Everywhere else, oh, here's a paper straw. It's great for the environment. You're not killing whales.
But it's not. But it's not.
Nope. But it's there because they think they're helping. But all they're doing is making my life hell. I get a frappuccino from Starbucks. I'm like, we got 30 seconds, or I'm not getting to the end of this.
Dude, okay, you want to hear my why I'm so mad about this. So everybody went the paper straw route, right? Because like, oh, whatever, environmental costs. It's there so that companies can claim a green tax. That's what that's for. It's so that they can go, hey, I get a tax cut because I do this thing or whatever. That's what it's for, one. But two, it's to go to your customer and go, hey, I do this thing for the environment, which is good and great. You know what? You know what'd be great for the fucking environment? Don't hand out straws. Don't make straws, which you would go, oh, but I like the straw.
Or just have holes in the lid to drink through.
Everybody just gets a fucking metal straw. Just have one. It's not that hard. I bought a pack of them for £5. I have boba straws that are made of metal. I can reuse them. I hate it. I hate it
so much. It makes me... Why don't they just make cups that have like inbuilt little like funnel bits at the top that like are attached to the lid? So when you throw the cup away, you throw that away.
Oh yes.
Oh, they do sometimes.
It's just a sippy
Where?
cup for adults.
Where do they have that? Where?
Like several boba places near me that don't give you a straw. They just give you like the funnel lid if you are not getting something with boba in it. Like if you're just getting.
Well, yeah, but if you've got boba in it, that's what I mean.
No,
like
no,
you
no,
just
no,
get
no,
like
no,
a
no.
little.
We're talking
like,
like the one with the straw. It's
little
got like
chimney.
a straw attached
It's
to
little
it. Yeah,
chimneys.
yeah, yeah.
It's a sippy cup for adults.
Yeah. It's got like a straw attached to the lid. It's not like the funnel lid. It's like the one.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I could see that, and then they go, "Oh well, we'd have to redesign the thing." Good, do it. Redesign the cup.
You had to have the straws remade in paper. Why not do the same with the cup?
You have to redesign that stupid straw that's made out of wax, hopes, dreams, and like iguana spit. I don't fucking know. I'm tired of the paper straw. Get it away from me. I've gotten to the point where I don't use straws at restaurants because I hate it. And when here's another thing. Here's something I hate. Side tangent. If you go to a restaurant and you don't want a straw, and you go, actually, don't give me that straw. They do it anyway. They put it on the table, and you know what they do with the straw? No, you know what they do if you don't use it? They throw it away anyway. So a perfectly good straw goes in the ocean. They throw it into the ocean. They directly take all of the straws that aren't used, and they throw it in the ocean closest to the sea turtles.
If they give me the
They do it on purpose.
I'm gonna use it because otherwise it's just gonna get thrown away. But I didn't want
It's still gonna get thrown next to the sea turtle. They're still gonna go to the sea turtles.
This poor turtle.
You know what? Right? That's the same as ring pulls. Why still use ring pulls? Why not replace all of that with cardboard if you're that conscientious about the fucking environment?
They're not going to because then you'd have to reinvent the wheel, which they don't want to do unless it's an inconvenient way to do so, because fuck you, that's why. All right, great points. You get points for that.
I have another inconvenience. I have another thing to bitch about.
I'm glad because I was going to call on you.
I am infuriated with my thermostat in my apartment because we're in the middle of spring. So the temperature is right in that ideal range where it's like sometimes it's above what you have it set to, and sometimes it's below what you have it set to. So you have to switch between heating and cooling, like based on the time of day or just based on the whims of fairy gods. My thermostat doesn't actually have a target temperature thing. A lot of thermostats don't. You don't actually have the ability to just target a temperature. I have to set it to heat to this temperature or cool to this temperature, which means that if I have to set it to like cool to 72 and then it drops below that, like if it drops to like 68 in here, I have to go and actively then switch it back over to heat.
Do you ever consider opening your windows?
No, I don't, because
what?
If it's 68 inside, that means it's like 60 outside, and I want it to be warmer.
I gotta interject here because like that's such first world problems. Y'all have fucking AC. We don't have none of that. I choose to stream in here and I have to like air out my room at 3 a.m. to be able to sleep in it because it's so fucking warm in the summer.
Yeah, open the windows. Stop being a baby.
I will freeze.
I'm not with you on this one. I'm not with you on this one because like
if it's colder outside and I need the place to be warmer, why would I open the windows and make it colder?
I live in Texas, and right now it is 95 Fahrenheit, so good old freedom units, 34 Celsius. And then at night, it goes from that to 60 Fahrenheit or 21 Celsius.
And, okay, so if it's 94 degrees outside and you need it to cool down, would you open a window?
Just close your window.
That's my point.
No. So wait, you're saying that it's too hot inside and you want it cooler?
Also, I can't open my windows because if I
hold
open them...
Wait. I might have misunderstood. Did you say if it's too hot inside and it's hot outside, you just wouldn't open the window? Is that what you were saying?
If it's too hot inside and it's also hot outside,
you open the top window.
Why would I open the window?
Airflow.
But it's too hot inside. Why would I open up the window for more hot air?
You open up the top windows and the hot air escapes, and there's a cross breeze which creates a cooling differential.
But I need it to cool down.
That's how coolers work. So like fundamentally, you just open the top window and the house cools down, even if it is hotter outside because of crosswind and the way that heat travels. I think you might not understand
If it's
thermodynamics.
too cold outside
Put on a hoodie.
and I need to warm up my place, why would I open a window?
You close the windows and you put on a hoodie.
Yeah. Like that is my ideal environment. If it's cold inside and you need to warm up or get warmer, put on a cute hoodie. That's ideal. That's the life I want to live.
I'm actually not with you on this one. This is the first one that you've said that I'm not with you on, because like it's a lack of understanding of thermodynamics.
No, this is not a lack of
to an
understanding
argument.
of thermodynamics. This is, I don't want to have to get up and constantly readjust my thermostat or constantly open and
Well, you
close
don't
windows.
You don't have. You're
Or
choosing to.
constantly open and close windows.
You don't have to constantly open and close. I'm giving you points, but begrudgingly. I don't agree with this argument.
Fine, I'll take your points and go.
I don't agree with this argument. Lumi.
I'm ready. I'm
Make
gonna
me
hit
angry.
you. I'm gonna hit you
Make
with
me
a
angry.
couple. I'm gonna hit you a triple prong.
A triple? Is it a triple?
A triple prong. It's a triple. Are you ready? Okay,
Oh,
so
baby, a triple.
you've been away for a while. You've went on a holiday. You've decided that you were fuck life. I'm going away. I need a holiday. I need a break. So you get up. You leave. You get your stuff. You get a ticket. You leave. You come back. You're sitting down. You're like, cool. Right. Been away for 2 weeks. Relaxed. I've been on the sun. I've had some martinis, some pina coladas. I'm buzzing. I'm ready to go. It's time to get back to creativity and working. And you turn on your computer and you log in, and you're immediately hit with it's time to change your password screen.
No!
And you're like,
No!
oh,
I knew
okay,
you were going
it's
there.
fine. It's fine. Hold on. It's fine. You're like, right. It's okay. I've got 12. I've got this in my brain. So you start to do it. And you type in your 12 characters, and then it tells you that you missed a special character. So you okay, you do it again. You add a special character. It's fine. It's good. You go to the next stage. Then the first prong hits you. One of the worst things I have ever dealt with: the captcha, which can be anything, Brom. Write these letters and numbers in the correct order, or pick the line that this image is meant to be on and put it on the number it's meant to be on and hit this next button, which Microsoft, if you log in incorrectly 3 times, does 12 times in a row to make sure that you are a person and not just some AI twatbag. So, you manage, you get through your capture, you're raged at this point because the capture is just that annoying. And then once you've got through all that, what else? You're done, right? No, you got authenticator. And so you got to open your phone and you got to use your thumbprint or your face or whatever it is. You got to get in your phone, you got to type in the number it tells you got to hit OK, you got to use your thumbprint again, and you're like, right, okay, I'm done, right? This is it. Has to be the end of it. We've done a password, we've done captcha, we've done authentication. Oh no, you didn't make sure that you've added a backup email to your account or a phone number in case you need to recover for any reason of not having access to your email.
Hit ignore. Hit ignore.
And sorry, we'll ask you again in 3 days because we want this information. We want to know all about you.
You want to know what the real kicker is? If you go through all that process, you finally change your password, and then it hits you with the good old, you cannot use a password you've previously used.
Ah, I was just about to say it. Whenever you put in the password and it's like, oh, you use this one. I'm like, that wasn't the password I had previously. No, it's a password you used 3 years ago. Okay.
They've extended it now. It's like the last 12 passwords you used, you cannot use again. And I'm just like, why?
no.
Why can't I cycle my passwords? Who the fuck knows them by this point? Nobody but me.
Nobody knows this password. I'm making it, or like, oh well, it's got part of a password you used previous. I've seen that now. Like if you use the keyword blizzard, right? Let's just a hypothetical word, and then you blizzard and then a string of numbers and characters. If you try to change it to blizzard and then a different string of numbers and characters, it goes, it's too similar to your previous password. And I'm like, I don't care. That's the word I use. That's the word I use. I don't care.
Do you want to know something else that I saw? There was something else that I saw literally yesterday, right? city names. City names are too recognizable. You cannot have a city, let's say Scotland, or you can't use this like a country or a city name because it's too recognizable. What can you use? A road name, because King Bank or Jim Terrace or whatever is different enough from Scotland or England or America.
This is how you get people using their home address and then writing shit down on a post-it note that then somebody walks in, picks up, and says, "Oh, I can log in now." Cool.
Oh no, the password on a post-it note, smart idea for most people. What people do though, the thing that most people do, which is incorrect, is they'll put it in a notepad or an Excel spreadsheet that can then be accessed if you're ever compromised on one device, and now they have every single password you've ever made.
Oh my god,
that's
right.
That's the thing. Because I use a password manager, right? I use a password manager. By the way, don't use a password manager if you're worried about security, because that can be hacked. And then they have every single password you've ever made inside of that one application. It takes one vulnerability and you're screwed. They have everything.
To be fair, that's technically true of anything, right? You probably have about, say, 30 passwords right now stored in your browser.
Like 200 or so.
Yeah,
like 200
and someone hacks your computer, or someone gets into your browser account, whatever it may be, they have all your stuff. No matter what, there is no secure way of doing it these days, unless you are the most anal fuck and you go create different key-based passwords for every single account and then write them down.
All right, that's a good one. Lumi, you get points for that. That's one that I deeply hate. I will deduct an amount of points because you heard me say this argument earlier today. I'm not letting that slide. I'm not letting that slide.
Hey, I added to it. You picked up the base.
I didn't say it was gonna be a lot. I said I was gonna reduce an amount of points. I've got to make this fair.
I have one that is related that I think everyone can agree with.
You're gonna copycat?
No. Because it's so bad that it is starting to become illegal. When websites make it fucking impossible to cancel your damn subscription.
No.
Like, if I want to, or it's like, if you go to cancel your subscription, they try and, like if I go to cancel my Amazon subscription, for example, it's like, okay, well, are you really sure that you want to cancel this? Yes, I'm really sure. Okay, but here's like all of the things that you're getting with this that you're going to be missing out. Yeah, I know, I'm really sure. Okay, but also, instead of canceling, what if you actually upgraded your subscription to get even more benefits? No, really, I'm going to cancel.
Hi, Adobe. I'm looking straight at you, Adobe. I'm looking straight at you, Adobe.
I've got to jump in and say I agree with you, but I disagree with you.
No, because there are companies where you have to call.
Let me explain.
You have to call in on a phone line and talk to a customer service representative.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Allow me the chance to explain. If you go to cancel a subscription, it says, "Oh, but hold on, we're going to give you these great benefits if you stick with us." And you go, "No, thank you." Well, look, okay, well, we understand you want to leave, but here we'll give you half a month for 10 quid or whatever. Again, maybe you go, "Oh, you know what? 10 quid's nothing. I'll do that for another 6 months or whatever." And then I'll leave, right? I'm going to leave anyway, but I'm getting good features for way less. So screw it. I'll take it. It's the one, they don't bother me as much as the companies that hide their phone numbers or hide their cancellation buttons or prevent you from doing it unless you join a call and wait for about half an hour on a helpline with someone who's clearly just watching that call tick up. And I'll wait till about half past. If they're still here, I'll answer the phone.
Because that's the thing that is actually now like starting to become illegal in the US. The US has actually started making laws saying that you can't do that shit because it was so bad.
I'm gonna say right now, I have an active subscription that I'm not paying for. Like, I straight up disconnected every way that they can take money from me, and I'm racking up debt. Don't you worry about it. I'm racking up debt on it that I'm going to fight because I switched internet providers after my house caught on fire, because I had to, because I called them and said, "Hey, my house caught on fire. I need you to come fix it." And they didn't for weeks. So I said, "Screw you." and I went with another company, and I was like, okay, they came out, did the installation, all that good stuff. I'm going to cancel this other one because they did not care enough to actually come out here and fix it. And you know what? To cancel it, you have to go to their website. You have to hit like 5 different bot pages. And then after the 5 different bot pages, it then emails you and says you have to call a customer support line, which I did and waited on hold for 2.5 hours.
Oh my
and a
god.
half hours of music. And then I got on the line and I said, I want to cancel my account. To which they said, this is the wrong department. I'm going to send you over to a different one.
No!
Side entry to this list, the music, the 5 songs that play on repeat on that line.
And it's always like stupid low quality, and
We appreciate your call. We appreciate your call. We're glad that you're with us. Did you know that you could check your billing status or the status of your services online at blah blah blah.com? I don't care.
We appreciate you waiting. All of our agents are busy right now. We will get to you as soon as possible.
But then I went and waited another 45 minutes. So it's now been 3 hours and 15 minutes on the phone. And I get on the line and I say, I want to cancel my subscription. And they go, okay, why? Because I want to. But why? Because I want to right now. And they're like, well, you still have a month, so you can't cancel until the end of the month.
why?
And I said, I can cancel right now. Watch me. And I disconnected everything off of it and then just sent that customer service rep an email that says, I will no longer be paying for this account. Shut it down at the end of the month. To which they replied, you'll have to call back in. And I said, I'm not going to. And now they send me an email every day telling me that I missed my bill. And I'm like, I do not care. Keep racking up that bill, because if you decide to come after me for it, I'm going to show them the call log because I recorded it and the emails, which I kept because you guys wouldn't allow me to cancel after me being on the phone for nearly 3.5 hours. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Awful, terrible experience. 0 out of 10.
Negative points.
It's also bad when like the whole experience sucks. It's even worse when you've already had to go through the steps leading up to it. You're already pissed off about it. Because a lot of these websites, when you go to cancel a subscription, they'll go through like all the different pages of like trying to upsell you, or you sure really want to cancel, and then they'll have like one page where they've swapped the buttons to go back and continue. So you hit the go back button and go all the way back to the start of the process.
Are you kidding? I've never seen that. That's
Oh my god. I've seen like 4 different places do that.
wait, they just swap the user.
So they go through like your
interface?
4 different pages of your like, oh, are you sure you want to cancel, etc. And then there's invariably one page. I know Amazon does this for sure. I think I've seen at least a couple of other places do this. There's like the highlighted cancel button and the grayed out like go back button. And then there's one page where they've swapped the positions and highlighted the yes, I want to keep my subscription.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
yeah, the deceptive like
exactly.
we don't want you pressing this button, so we're gonna make it less enticing to press. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they also like put it in the position where the yes, I'm sure I want to cancel button was, so that you accidentally hit it if you're going through them too fast.
Right. Companies don't want you to cancel because like whatever. All right. You get points for that. That's good one. I hate it. I hate it so much. Hate
Infuriating.
it more than anything on the planet. Lumi, do you have any more?
Yes.
All right, you get one more. This is your final one.
Okay. So you've probably had times where you've been given something from a company, a creator, some website that you need to fill in, like a Google form. You've filled in Google forms. You've filled in many Google forms. You've probably filled in hundreds of them. And you sit there And you meticulously write out all your information, like, okay, my email, my name, my date of birth, whatever information you need. This is why I'm filling out this form. This is why I want to play your game, whatever it may be. And you get all the way through it, and you've written all this information down, and you've spent like a good 30 minutes, and you've really just put time into it. And you get to the bottom of the form, and you click submit, and you get an error screen. Or it says this form is no longer active, or some form of a disconnect from the form, and that you hit. It says please go back to try again, and you click the back button, and it's all gone. Everything you just wrote has disappeared.
I hate it. I hate it.
I have never had this problem. Like, not in the last.
Well, you know what I
years.
have. I want to hear the rest.
So you're like, oh, okay, right. You're angry, you're annoyed, you hold your face in your hands because you spent time, you were nice, you detailed the most pointless things out in this set of messages that you've now tried to send to this person once, twice, a third time. And it's still not work. There's something wrong with the form. Your internet cut out at the last moment, and it had a little blip that was enough for the form to just fall apart. So you have to then email all that information after writing it for a fourth time to a person who tells you to fill in the form.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't know how many times I've had to fill out a form for there's a convention I want to go to, and they'll have a Google form instead of a proper thing because it's easier and it's probably honestly better because the responses are saved in a certain way. And they're like, oh, it's open, it's first come first serve. You come here, you fill out the information, you go, right? So I go in, I fill everything out. It's 4 pages long because F you, why not? And then you get to it and it says the form's not taking anymore. I want to throw my entire PC out the window every single time. And you know what they do? They'll companies that make you do that, whether it be conventions or gaming companies or whatever, they always align it with a different thing you've got to do. Like you're at a con currently, or you're currently the timing is for your stream time or whatever.
Time.
And you're like, I have to do that. I don't have a choice. I have to do this between this time and this time. And I'm in the middle of a thing. So you're trying to manage everything out and do the thing at the same time. And then it does, either you miss the deadline because of trying to put it in on your stupid phone. And it doesn't work because the forums UI on mobile sucks, or it just again, it takes you a little while to fill it out because you're trying to be thorough, and then they just go, haha, you're stinky and you missed. And I'm like, I want it. Okay.
Have you ever had the two other situations with this particular thing where you're filling in the form, you've been told it's all good, you're doing it, you fill it in, and then you hit the button to send it, and one of two things happens. One, it says the form is no longer accepting anything, and you reach out and say, look, you told me to fill this in, I just filled it in, and they just hit the button. Oh, we just closed it, sorry.
Yeah, screw you.
And can you take my no, sorry, you missed it. Or option 2, where it goes through and you're like, oh, fantastic, I've done it, I've filled in the form, I've done what I needed to do, I can go about my day and I'm happy. And then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, and you're like, I really should have heard back about that by now. So you reach out to the person and you're like, hey, I filled in that form for you. Did you get it? Did that go through okay? Oh, yeah, we got it, but it was after the deadline. We just forgot to close the form.
I've had that happen to me
Infuriating.
so many times. I'm like, I put it in. You had it open. I spent time giving this to you. It is not my fault that you didn't, that it was open. It's not my fault. You gave me a deadline. I did it by that time. What, you saying I didn't do it within a minute of it, or you got too many submissions so you didn't want to take it? Close the form then. Not my fault. Not my fault. Accept my thing. I
honor it, you
don't
dicks.
Don't care. Don't.
They never do.
No, of course, because why would they listen to you? You're just one person. I'm like, I'm one person that spent time filling this form out for you when I could have been doing literally anything else, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about your argument. Give me the thing. I request it now. Or I'm gonna talk shit about it, and you're gonna hear about it. Okay, you get points. You get points for that.
I have one more. I have one more. The
I'm glad I was
grandest.
able to ask you. Rowan, do you have one more?
I have one more. The grandest inconvenience designed to infuriate you of all. Because it provably has been. I have a seething hatred for automated phone systems. Tying back into two of the previous things I've talked about, I despise automated phone systems. If I have to call someplace to talk to a person, it's because I actually need to talk to a person. I do not want to have to go through 12 goddamn menus of button prompts and put in the. Like, if I'm calling for my prescription, for example, if I'm calling the pharmacy, I have to call them and be like, okay, select a language, select are you checking a prescription status? Then I have to put in like my date of birth and the RX number. Say I don't have it. I have to go through like 12 different menus. None of that information is actually used by the people you talk to, even though they always say it is. They're always like, oh, put in your ID number for whatever system so that our reps have it, so it's faster. And then you get on the phone and they ask you for it again anyway.
Okay, yeah, no, that's annoying.
It's
It's annoying because they don't.
infuriating.
It's supposed to be a prompt. It's supposed to be a prompt. They'll like, but like I've worked for companies like that. We don't get anything whenever we answer the phone. We don't get any of that. Like you just the phone rings, you pick it up, and you go hello, and that's it.
You wanna know the worst part about that is when they transfer you to another department and they say it's fine, I'm gonna talk to Jim and Jim's gonna sort you out, and then you go over to Jim and Jim's like, so what's your problem? Didn't the
And they have
guy
no idea.
just tell you
No
what?
idea.
Nah, what's up? Oh, and you have to explain the whole situation again. Which usually, because you're calling these people, you have a story to tell, and you've spent 25 minutes telling already. So you've got to spend another 25 minutes telling to this
Explain
new
it all
person.
from the scratch. I really hate that when it comes to like these automated phone systems, it invariably is like, oh, here's this department for a thing, and then like they never give you an option to actually talk to a person. You have to find some way of gaming the system to figure out that you need to talk to a person.
Mash zero.
Yep, that's what I do all the time.
or you say customer service. Customer service.
That only works on
because the
some
automated system doesn't
phone
care.
systems.
No, it works on every single one because what happens is you overload it. It doesn't know what you're asking for, and it assumes it's a problem with its system. So then it just sends you to a rep because it can't figure out what the inputs are. Because you remember, even in the year 2025, right? Some people use landline phones. And if you dial a tone on a landline phone that hasn't been upgraded to digital, which there are a few, the system doesn't know what you're doing. It straight just doesn't understand. And then it goes, okay, we give up. We're just going to send you to a person that'll figure this out.
But the
So
thing
just
that infuriates
mash
me
zero.
is that you shouldn't even have to do this in the first place. They should just give you an option to be like, because it also sucks when you have to go through the menu like multiple times. Like every single time you call, you have to go through this process, even if you're overloading the system to try and skip it. Why do they not just give you an option to be like, I know the menu, just let me talk to a person?
Because
You know
everyone
why?
would do it.
And I know why they
Everybody,
don't.
yeah, everyone would do it. And two, it's a way to filter people that actually have problems versus people that are calling in for a solution that, okay, it's like the ticket system, right? I will take tickets important, not important, but can be delayed, not important. And the not important ones, I will usually either never answer, or if I do, I will say the solution you're needing is on this page, and I just forward it.
You
and it's
hit the
done.
nail
But
on
you know
the
what?
head.
In automated phone systems, they're trying to get you to hang up, or if you get through it, the other dual purpose of it is that it makes you wait, and because your queue line starts immediately. Your
Quite
queue line starts
literally
immediately.
designed to frustrate you.
Your line in the queue has already been set, So it's a way to buffer how long you're on hold. Because if you say, I was on hold for 20 minutes, that sounds real bad. But if you're on hold for 10 minutes after a 10-minute sequence of pressing buttons like you're in DDR, like it's bad, but like you're just going to go, I was on hold for 10 minutes, and the customer service rep goes, oh man, that sucks. Anyway, let's fix your problem. Like,
it's just so. It's literally designed to make you hang up and not want to go through with the phone call. It sucks so much.
It's developed. It's literally developed as a way to filter people out, because the people on the other side of that, number one, they don't want to hire 10 billion people to run their customer service department because that would be uneconomical. But two, it's built in a way to keep customer service representatives from losing their minds over grandma calling in and going, I can't turn my computer on. It's like, did you press the button? What button? The one on the laptop in the top right. Oh, thanks. And then next call. And then it's some other crap like that. And they're like, please, for the love of God, just Google it. You have a cell phone.
Can I make an addendum to the, not an addendum, an addition, sorry, can I addition?
Yeah.
You know what I really hate about, not just specifically the call centers, right? The supervisors. Specifically because you ask to speak to a supervisor for one reason or another, and they never either can be bothered, or they're just never around, or they just don't exist. I genuinely think that they don't have supervisors. They just have people in call centers. It's always some, oh, they'll call you back. Oh, they're not around right now. Oh, they're already on a call.
I am
never speak to them.
Baffled by the few times I've managed to actually get through to a supervisor. It's happened like 3 times in my life.
Now, hold on. I can tell you why this is, because I have a friend that works in call center. So, most of the call centers you're calling, like let's say I'm calling Dell, right? I'm calling Dell because I have a problem with a thing that I need resolved. You're not calling Dell. You're calling LTD Holdings CS support administrators. You're calling a third party that is reading prompts off of a computer and giving you the responses that are pre-scripted based on the things that you're going through. And when you ask for a manager or a supervisor, they don't have those. They have a pit boss whose job is to watch a monitor, make sure you're doing your job and that you have enough call time. That's what the manager does. If you needed something like, hey, I need like something to like fix my thing, or I need a refund, or I want to be compensated in some way, or I want to be validated because you're not listening to me, you're not going to get that from the call center. They're going to have to transfer you to like an official line, which is almost outside of their possibility most of the time. You have to like actually figure out a direct way to contact them, which is via email 99% of the time now. And even then, those departments aren't developed for customer service. They're developed for highly specific issues, and they'll get through it on the prompts inside of the customer service thing. So the reason you can't get a hold of managers is because you're not calling the company. You're calling a company that is in trust or hold of the company you're trying to get a hold of. And their whole job is to read a prompt off of a screen and say nothing else.
I hate so much when you're forced to send an email too, because it's like, okay, if I'm having a problem where I need to call somebody, it's because I need the problem fixed. I can't wait.
I need it fixed now.
Like 2 days for a response to an email.
You know, it'd be kind of really ironically funny if the customer service rep had to then phone a different number to get to the supervisor, and they have to go through
But it does that way. It does work that way.
And they have to go through the automated prompt. Please press 1 if you're talking about customer sales.
But
Please
it
press
does
2
that.
if you're talking about customer
exactly
returns.
What happens.
Well, yeah, if the sales rep has to do that to get to the supervisor.
Yes. So I used to be in a very, very white collar job. My job was to manage other companies' inventory. I was an inventory manager for multi-million-dollar businesses. And if they had a problem, they would call me. I'm their direct line of contact for everything they need, right? So when they call me, like, hey, my vending machine isn't working, the one with all of the PPE in it, I need you to help me do the thing. I'm like, sure, got it. What's wrong? We ran a forklift into the front of it and the window's missing. Oh, that's real bad. I need to get a hold of somebody so I can get that part so I can then come out there and fix it for you. Can you wait on hold? Yes. Cool. What happens when I put them on hold? I would call a different line, give all of the responses like, where are you at? What's the thing you're needing? Who's the person you need to talk to? In what trust company is this for? What is their number? And you go through the things, then it puts you on hold. Then I get a hold of a person, and then I go, I need the department for parts and services. Okay, I'm gonna transfer you over here. And then I have to do another set of them, and then I have to connect the two and go, bill them, I'm hanging up, bye. Literally how that works. It's awful. It's an awful system.
It's so bad. Oh.
Things aren't this hard in Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's go parts and services there.
Walt Disney was hanging out there.
Hey. Imagine the Disney animatronic.
Oh, is that
game.
where we went?
Just imagine that. Just imagine Five Nights at Disney.
Five Nights at Disney. Isn't that just bending? Isn't that just bending?
That's what happens
go to
after
holiday.
Ghost comes back.
Oh no! Oh no! Disney's purple guy.
Oh God, no! Oh fuck!
Coming all the way back to episode 2.
All right. Okay.
Walt Disney and Shaggy's body.
Ugh. All right. You both have riled me up, made me angry, and given me reasons to hate the world a little bit more today. Congratulations. Thank you.
Woo!
Let's now bring it back down. And
Don't even with me right now. I'm riled up. All right. So, you both have really excellent points. For the most part, I agreed with everything. Everything on this list are things that are in our lives actively that we have to deal with on a pretty regular basis that are there, honestly, just to annoy you or inconvenience you in a way. And some people would argue that they have, valid reasonings behind them. To those people, I say go to our subreddit and tell me what those reasons are, and I will tell you that you're wrong. So, please go to the subreddit and give us the inconveniences that you have in your life that have no meaning. Or you can talk about the things we discussed today and try to rationalize them. Have fun with that. I'm gonna look at all of them and I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. Just letting you know. Just putting that out there. Anyway.
Just so you know, the subreddit can be found at r/brainfog podcast.
Good job. All right. Now, saying that, I have to pick a winner. And we're gonna get yelled at. We're gonna get yelled at.
am I about to yell at you?
Yes. I agreed with everything both of you guys said on every topic except for one, which is learn thermodynamics. Understand why opening a window on a hot summer's day cools down your house.
Opening a window on a cool day does not warm up my house.
That's not a problem that exists to annoy you. That is the world in general. That's like me saying I live in Texas and it's hot. It's solely hot to inconvenience
the thermostats not having a setting for targeted temperature.
But it does. It has the little thing called auto on it. They've had it since the 70s.
No, mine doesn't have auto.
I'll even then open a window, put on a jacket. I don't know. You gotta figure that out, bud. Like I don't.
The point is that mine doesn't have auto.
I get a new one. I don't know what to tell
hot,
you. I
off.
don't agree with this argument. That is not a good that's not a good argument. I'm sorry. I even gave you reasons as to why it's not a good argument, and for that reason Lumi wins.
Yeah.
Rigged!
It's not rigged. We haven't made any backhand deals. None of that happened. I just didn't agree with the point you had. I'm completely honest. Lemmy, do you have a winner speech?
Look, I saw this coming a mile away. I know that I am the best. I will consistently, every time that I am put against a person, I will beat them. I will win. I will remain king of the podcast. I can't wait for next week.
One.
This is a conspiracy. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. They've decided that I'm never going to win.
It's not true. In fact, you can DM me. You can DM me. Figure it out.
Wouldn't it be ironic if you won the week you were going away to a con?
Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be insane?
Oh God.
All right. Well, thank you two for joining us this week. Thank you, audience, for coming in and listening to us ramble and scream and rage. This has been a brain fog. Stay angry and foggy.